I welcome you once again to the first technical session. The session is entitled as Introduction to Systematic Literature Review and Process, and it will be delivered by our Director HRDC, Professor Narendramodi sir. Over to you, sir.
So good morning to everyone. So just check am I audible and the slide is visible online. Is it audible?
Yes, sir.
So my job right now is to make you understand the whole SLR process. And just to give you an idea what is SLR is all about. So what is the importance of systematic literature review or literature review? Then we will be talking about meta-analysis. So this will be like a theoretical class. Then we will be followed by a lot of hands-on training. And slowly and steadily we will be going there. Okay? Just to give an idea, so perfection is not attainable, but we can change perfection, we can catch excellence. What I am trying to say, when you talk about research, when we talk about excellence, that is something which is not achieved. What I am trying to say, it is something which is related to some process, or it's like some kind of journey. So try to understand. So the next thing, I'll just give an idea. In case of research, till now, whatever you have done, so nobody answered rejection. But in research, you see you can say the noted researchers around the world depend upon rejection. And when you just think of like, so the greatest motivation for a researcher is rejection. Rejection in terms of your publications, rejection in terms of your idea, so that it should be critically analyzed and it should be around. Okay, just to give an idea, just try to understand research is not a formula, it's a journey. Okay, it's a journey, it's not a formula. So what I'm trying to say is, before you write your synopsis, so there are some, you can say, foundational or basic journey is there. So that is means, like the first step which you are going to take, I think you must be knowing, we start with some research problem. Okay? Then we fix our objective, research methodology, and then we go for something which we want in the field. Okay? Okay, so what do we mean by research? What do you mean by research? So try to be interactive, then I can make you understand exactly. I know you know what is research. Still, just to get an idea, what do you mean by research? There are two terms, one is re, another is search. So what do you mean by research? Search and again of what? Existing idea. Okay? Yeah, that's what it is saying. So, then search again and again. Then it will ask of what idea? Somebody said knowledge. But what is the starting point? When we start any research, what is the starting point? That is a different thing. First is, what is the starting point? Yeah. So identify your research problem. You got it? Identify. So first is, like you want to identify your research problem. Okay, that I say RQ. sorry, RP. Okay. So what is the research problem? As you said, search again and again. So what is the research problem? So what is the problem when we talk about research? But you don't know what is the problem? Yeah, that's absolutely right. So if you say a very crude term, what is the problem? Question or an issue which has to be addressed? Simple term. Okay. So a question or issue which has to be addressed, when we talk about research, that means which is researchable. You can search it again and again and give a solution. Got the point? Simple thing. When you say problem means a question or issue which has to be addressed. Okay? And it is researchable. But I think there are many problems around the world. Like there is water is not coming in your home. So a plumber can fix it. Is it a research problem? Is it a research problem? It's not a research problem. Means something which has some, you can say, societal importance, some issue which has some industrial relation, something which has some scientific kind of things, or something which is related to your humanity area of research. Then we develop it as a research problem. You just take up any research objective. Arrow. Can I say what is the research objective? Try to understand, then you can understand why we require LR, literature. Then why we require SLR? What is the research objective? See, the research problem is more your imagination. You are thinking in your mind. Okay, research objective is action plan which has to be carried out in the field. Got the point? Action plan which has to be carried out in the ground reality. You have a problem, that is the reason you require a solution for it. Okay? But research objective is action plan which has to be carried in the ground reality, which is existing. So that you want, like you start with to analyze, to understand or something like that. Okay? From this RP till to RO, this is the foundational journey. This is the step. And if you do it, you take second step, third step, which will be hassle. Normally, what we do, we start with this thing. In this boxes with RO, we don't have a, mostly our research doesn't have a clear research problem. And our journey become hassle free, we don't have good publication. Got the point? So, how to go from, means you can say, go from research problem to research objective. So, I will show you. So, scientific research focus on solving problems, follow a step-by-step, logically organized, rigorous method to identify the problem, gather the data, analyze them, draw a valid conclusion. So, the scientific research is not based on hunches, experience, or intuition. It should be like what a purposive and rigorous kind of things. Okay. So I think this is just a text mining of research problem. You can see this is about research. Okay, I'm just going. This is the research process. Try to understand the whole process. This is the whole process which you will be following. This is define your research problem. Okay. Then formulate your hypothesis. This is the, you can say this from here, you are working in the reality. From this question, this is the imagination. Okay? So I will try to show you is how to take your journey as self-free. Okay. Why we need to formulate research problem? So why we require a research problem? As I have already told, sir, a proper definition of research problem enable the researcher to be on the track. The formulation of research problem is like identification of destination before undertaking a journey. Just think of, I said, research is a journey. Okay? So you can start your journey without a destination, with your destination. If you have a research problem which is clear, precise, and you know exactly what you are doing, you have a hassle-free journey. You start from your origin, this is the destination. If you don't have your research problem, proper research problem, so what will happen? Your journey will be difficult. So, in absence of clear research problem, and economical plan is impossible, a research problem serves as the foundation of research study. If it is well formulated, you can expect a good study to follow. If you want to solve a problem, one must generally know what the problem is. What I am trying to say is why the research problem is so important. Okay? When you just finish your PhD, number of people ask you when you defend your thesis, they'll ask you what is the nobility and originality of your research. What new thing you have done? 30 point. So when you talk about any research problem, just think of it's not like I know the problem, I know the solution, that is why I am doing. No. So if you want your bread and butter, or if you want to excel in that particular field, so you have to choose a problem with certain character, which can give you different story, big stories, which scientific world is going to read. Scientific world is going to read is not like reading in Orissa or reading in India. Scientific world means it will be reading all around the world. If you have a research problem of global, means global people will be interested in your research. First. Second thing, what is the nobility? What is the originality in your research problem? If something already done, I replicate that research problem. Got the point? Third point is, like you want to see what is the product at the end you are getting from that problem. Got the point? Like who will be using the output of your research? You are trying to solve a problem. First thing which I will be looking is scientific product. That is research publication. Can I get good publication? If you divide your steps, the first steps, like it will be literature review. Second step will be your methodology. Third step will be your finding. Got the point? So every step you have different scientific stories. So it all depends upon how much you are taking time in identifying your research problem. If you have a good research problem which has 2-3 stories in literature review, I can give you an example. If I am working in Sundarban, if I am working on something in Amazon forest, or working on something which globally people are interested, or some diseases global people are, or social, which is like some social issues which are the global relevance, some environmental issues which others will be interested. If I take a research problem like that, I can say if I write a literature review on that, so people will be interested to read. Okay. Second product which I will be looking, if I am from science, I will be looking for a scientific, industrial product, that is patent. If I am developing something from research problem, giving a solution to certain thing, I can develop it into a patent, which industry people can use. Third thing, if you are from social science or science, you can think of developing, if I am giving a solution, decision making support of forest fire, or some disasters, or some social tribal issues, the society can directly use. This is the societal problem. Last is policy problem. So research problem is related with all these products. Keep it in mind. And if you have defined a problem or clearly defined means, you can write lot many stories on that. And your all this research publication is telling stories in each step, nothing else. Okay. This is the identify a research problem. Means how to identify a research problem. Just give optimal time. While defining your research problem, I think outline area of interest. Like you have a thematic area of research, or means you have a means what I am trying. If I have interest in this particular specialization, okay. If I am working, means I belongs to this or that, anything you work. So choose a topic, narrow your topic, identify a research problem, identify the purpose of your study. Read about your interest, talk to your colleague, find out other doings, observe your environment, be curious, ask questions. But while defining a research problem, keep in your mind these 4 things. As I said, how many stories I am going to develop as a scientific product. How many stories I am going to Think of if I am going to develop some patent or something like industrial product, societal product, or policy product. Okay, these are things you have to keep in the mind. Then research objective, I think I have already told, is about action plan to be carried out in the ground reality. Research is an organized investigation of problem where an investigator attempts to get solution to the problem. As I said, this is the thing which you have to think. Okay. So what I am trying to this journey, I think you understand what is research problem. Identifying research problems, just try to keep more time. Even if your research problem can be changed after your literature review. Okay, it's not a single and fixed research problem, this is the single one. So while you do your literature review, you can also change you can modify your research problem. What I am saying, try to understand research problem, journey from research problem to research objective. Okay, this is what is literature review. So just tell me why you prepare a literature review. Yes, find out the research gap. Absolutely right. You see, this is a research problem. Okay, I think whatever problem you are thinking of, there are a number of researchers around the world must have thought of this research problem. They must have given a solution. So, if you don't do literature review, what will happen? There is a chance you replicate your research. There is a chance you replicate his or her work. Okay? That is the reason why you have to go for literature review. Okay? So, literature review is to get the experts in your field, okay, and see what they have given solution to this problem. And then, whatever solution they have not given, that becomes your research. Okay, I will tell you how to do systematically. Whatever you are saying, mostly we do in a traditional way. But systematic literature review is using technology how to do it. That is the reason why we have this research workshop. Okay, you see, what is literature review? Literature review is a critical analysis of literature or research related to specific topic or research question. Try to understand, you have a research problem. Then we are talking about research question, RQ. That's a different thing. While you are writing your research paper or systematic literature review or diplomatic review, so you should have research question, which is different from research problem. Research problem is a broad problem. But research questions are specific questions you are answering. You are becoming specific, then you are looking for that and giving us whatever research has been done, you are doing it. Just try to understand this is a critical analysis of literature or research. A literature review is an extensive critical review of exact literature research topic. A literature review provides readers with a picture of state of knowledge and the main question in the subject are being investigated. Literature review contains critical analysis and integration of information, number of sources, as well as consideration of gap in literature and possibility of future research. But I am trying to say, literature review, what you are doing, this is a research problem. Number of researchers has already given a solution. What you are doing, you are trying to collect this research article or these authors. You are critically analyzing. Okay, whatever solution they have given, that is okay, you should not do that. You should, whatever gap is there or limitation is there, on basis of that, you are forming your action. That is the reason why you can say that this objective is quite different from, means your objective is original, your objective is novel, and the different stories you can say. What I am saying, just try to understand there are different scientific process of doing literature. Okay, so what I said, you have a research problem. Okay, then what you do second step, you have to get these people or the experts in your area who have worked with the same problem given solution. That's my point. So what exactly I have to do? I have to search these people first from databases. Second thing, what I will do, I will be include and exclude whatever I require. I make a list. Once I make a list or filter and finalize this list of authors, so what I have to do, I have to bring them virtually into one. Means I have to read all these papers and bring them into virtually into one room. Means I will be asking my research question or research problem. They will be answering their solution. Whatever is not answered, that is my research. You got the point? So doing these processes, developing a paper. Try to understand. There are two steps. Step one, what I said, that is called as bibliometric review or symptometric. Stage one is like I have to develop keywords from the past. From tomorrow you will be saying, people will be trying to help you how to develop keywords from your research problem or research question. Once you develop your keyword, then second step is you will go to search engine. That is Scopus, Google Scholar, Web of Science, PubMed. You will go into the search engine. You will be putting your keywords using some Boolean algebra. So you will be getting your database. Once you get your databases, what do? You have to filter your database, which is required. Means you have to screen your whatever data you are getting. You have to screen that. Okay, screening means you have to manually, or if you are using multiple databases, then you have to remove the duplicate. You have to filter the unnecessary things. Once it is done, then according to your research question, so what do you have to do? You have to develop a protocol, inclusion or exclusion policy. What do you do? Then you finalize your analysis. Okay? But before bibliometry, you filter your data, then you can make a story. That is called as bibliometry or symptomatic story. But this is the past paper which you will be doing. Means once you get the bibliometric databases, there are a number of softwares like VoiceViewer or you can say RStudio, that is text mining software. Okay? So what you can use these databases, how the research and development have developed in space and time. Or what are the, you can say symptomatic, how the keywords are related, which are the best author, like you can make a story of that. That is bibliometry. Second step will be systematic literature. You develop a protocol, you create inclusion exclusion policy, you filter it, like you got 1000 databases. So when you use the systematic literature review, you have to reduce it below 100. Once you reduce it, then you can develop second story, that is systematic literature story. Okay? Depending upon your research question. Third step will be using their result, okay, for meta-analysis, or using statistics or mathematical analysis. Means like if you are doing a clinical studies, you can use more number of, you can say patients, like you are using 90 patients or 100 patients. So there are a number of researchers around the world who have used more number of patients. So you can club that all together to make a difference. Or you can use their result making from the meta-information. That will be meta-analysis. But social science who are doing work on theory, they can go for meta-synthesis. This will be more argumentative kind of paper, where you take 2-3 philosophy, you make your own argument. That's called as meta-synthesis. That's the fourth paper. Okay? Okay, just whatever I have said, I am just going by one. This is the step of literature review. You define your research question. What I am trying to say, second step is define your research question means what? You have a research problem, issue a question which has to address. This is a very broad term. Second step, what I will do, I will divide into short research question. Exactly means I have to think of what kind of paper I am developing. Who is going to read? So for every reader, I will develop a research question. Or I will try to divide this broad research problem into short research question. Okay? Then accordingly, I will be writing my paper. Then second is identifying relevant source terms. What is called as keyword. समझ में आया कीवर्ड आप लोग यूज करते हो कोई पेपर if you are publishing a paper there are keywords or not so keyword is exactly used for searching articles I'll show you how to develop keywords keyword is exactly what it is being used like you have your theme or research problem or research question whatever so you just take synonym different concept from that then take the synonym of that then use or and or whatever you want. So then you develop a keyword. That's called a search query. Once you develop a keyword, use Boolean algebra, make a search query. Then go to the database. I think these are the steps which will be shown in answer. Don't worry. Then develop your research plan. That is Boolean algebra. Then test and refine your research. What I am trying to say is then when you go to the databases, so there you will find lot of things there, like lot of issues. There you can change your keyword, okay? You can adjust, then you can get your database. That is the process. Then select relevant databases and run this search. What I am saying, you can use multiple databases. Like I can use Scopus, Web of Science, PubMed, number of databases are there. You can use multiple databases. Then you can bring all these databases, you can merge these databases using some reference management or some software. Then document and manage this research result. Then you document either using CSV or not. You can do in Excel also. Once you document, then this your literature review, the first part is there. Okay. You see, this is the process. I think importance of literature review in research, provide interpretation of existing literature, bring out dialects or contradiction within various thoughts, then helps in calculating the impact of latest information, research gaps, scrutinize initially or further explored, indicate current research place and scheme of particular field, provide information of relevance and coherence. What I am trying to say, before I develop my synopsis, if I do a particular literature search, I can have an idea exactly if I am doing this, whatever research is doing, does it have a relevance or not in international work. If I use the keyword, okay, and go to the search engine, even in the Scopus you can find how much relevant topic you have taken. Can I make a story or not? That you can test from the databases if you know the bibliometric analysis. But I am saying again, other thing is like what methodology you are using. Is it relevant right now or not? Or is this, means what I am saying is really this particular methodology I should use for my researcher? Or it's a traditional one, or it's a older, new things have already come up. Okay, that means you can upgrade yourself. So there are a lot of, you can say, positive vibes you will be getting from literature. If you are reading 100 literature, that means you have a lot of knowledge, not only on the content, but while saying research gap of the methodology also. Because you can clearly see, if you see the publication, quality of publication, just think of quality of publication. If you see an average, the high quality papers are produced from literature. If you see the journals, the journal which is a literature review journal has a high impact. And the second is the journal which has methodology part, something you create in the methodology, which is a new creation. The most least impact factor journal will be your find. You just think of if you are doing from something on college or something from Odisha, who will be reading? There will be very few readers. So you will be getting few acknowledgement. So that is why this is how your story will be. Like the first story will be the high impact factor journal. If you put more energy on that, you get a high impact factor. Then your methodology, next part will be methodology. If you are making something new, not word. If you are replicating, nobody is going to buy that story. Third one is your finding is very least reader you can second. You are getting my point. So what I am trying to say, we focus more on the reader. We don't focus on these two steps. So that is the reason you don't have good studies. Okay? Okay, you say different types of literature you can do. I think different disciplines have different type of literature. You see, this is, I think social science people can use argumentative review. It analyze the previous work to support or refute an already established argument. What I am saying is, who usually do? Philosophy people, means even theoretical people, it's something which has already been widely accepted narrative. So what if you give a different argument? That is from different literature also. It's not like you are giving your own idea. It's from different literature. You support to give evidence. This is called as argumentative review. Second is integrative review. Integrative review synthesize secondary pieces of information which is helpful for your test. Try to understand integrative review. You just think of if I am doing some work on Odisha coast, just think of Palestine. I am doing. Okay. So all these coastal states are related to mine. If I use papers from all these states and integrate my result with that, that becomes an integrated story. You got the point? They have stories, you take their result, you take their data, you make a different story altogether. But you are using secondary pieces. That is called as integrated. That is called as integrative review. Then this is third one, historical review. In this format, researcher investigate about the evolution of the matter while going into historical context. What I am saying, in case of history people or anybody who is trying to understand how the intellectual development has taken place in time or in space and time, means you can check out whatever research you are doing, means how it has developed in the last 30 years. So who are the people, how this, what I am trying to say, there are keywords, okay, there are number of publications, citations are there, you can get an idea, like if I am taking a research on this topic, so what are the keywords they use, okay, which countries are doing the much research, so what are the topic they are choosing, what are the thematic area of research they are choosing, which are the base papers which are published in this field, in Nature or something, how they are making the story. So that you can get an idea, whatever topic or whatever title I am choosing, is it a relevant one? Got the point? Means if you go to the history, like 30 years, how the research has developed. And there will be a future projection also. If you do a text mine kind of thing, you see the core one, the public station will be more greater, you can say proportionate circle. Smaller circle will be there. These are the area which is emerging, which you can get an idea. What I am trying to say, by understanding this thing, historical perspective, you can get an idea how the research and development has developed in space and time. You can get an idea. And you can also exactly locate yourself where you are existing. And means you should ask yourself, is it worthy doing this research? Okay? Back up in your mind, what is the plan? Is this particular thematic area of research or my title will give me 10 stories in my thesis? That is more important. That paper will give you greater number. Nothing else. Okay. Then you can see theoretical review. Okay. I think you must be knowing that methodological. Integrative review synthesize the secondary piece of information which is helpful for your thesis. What I am saying, methodologically, there are a number of people, if you see there are publications which are more than 10 impact factor, they look at the new methodology. Something you are creating new kind of things. Okay? If you are creating something new means the journal will be interested to get that particular. But that reason you have to understand the methodological part. Then we have systematic review. I think this is one, systematic review is different from other reviews. Systematic review is basically a scientific review or a rigorous review. And traditionally what we are doing, we are just searching 20 paper, 30 paper, we are just writing a review of it. But in case of systematic review, you have to follow systematically, follow a protocol, follow some steps, so that whatever you are analyzing, that at the most, means you can say relevant expert in your field, which are available. So I am bringing them into one table and asking my problem, they are giving their solution. Then theoretical review helps in evaluating, establishing theories to give an insight into research. What I am trying to say, we are focusing on systematic literature. Everybody use systematic literature. Anyone can use that particular. Okay. So what is systematic literature review is all about? Just try to understand. A rigorous summary of all primary research evidence relevant to a focused question. Try to understand a rigorous summary of all primary research evidence relevant to a focused question. That is a tight detail or specific question. Try to understand what I have told you. If you have a research problem, okay, you have to try to divide into different researches. You have a specific research. If I am talking about COVID, I am talking about a specific population. I have to ask a specific question. Or environmental, I ask a specific 3 or 4 questions. So once you ask a question, let's say, like a rigorous summary of all primary research evidence. What exactly I am doing? This is a primary evidences, whatever research which has been already undertaken. I am trying to get all this information, making a story out. Second is reviewing evidences and synthesizing their findings. What I am saying, there are two things which you are looking inside the page. One will be the evidences, like there should be some narratives or something which is already established. You try to get the evidences, then you synthesize it, okay, into a story. Then a review of research literature using systematic and explicit accountable method. That means clearly understandable statement of all relevant details, systematic undertake according to a fixed plan or a system or a method. What I am trying to say is, this is a quite different from other traditional methods. This is basically a rigorous scientific investigation about your research question and making story out of it. Okay, you can see this is the difference between systematic review and literature review. You see, this is a high-level overview of primary research and focused question that identifies, select, synthesize, appraise all high-quality research evidence relevant to that question. But this is a, you can see, quantitatively summarized evidence. Whatever traditional literature review you must have done, you just think of, this is more qualitative because there is no scientific basis of doing it. Second is, area focused on clinical question, eliminate bias, provide summary. Means in case of systematic literature review, you will be reducing the biases. Like if I am a researcher, if I don't go systematically, what will happen? There is a chance of bias. Selecting this paper or not that. But inside the paper, you give why you choose this paper, why you don't choose this paper. Third is clearly define and answerable clinical question. What I am saying, like there is Prisma, MICO, there are different guidelines for doing clinical research. Even in different fields, if you have a clear research question, you can get clear answer. Second is, you can see can be a general topic or a specific question. Component, pre-specified eligibility criteria, systematic search strategy, assessment of validity of findings, interpretation, presentation of then reference list. Per here, introduction, method, discussion, conclusion, reference list. Number of author 3 or more, it's 1 or more. Means when you are writing a systematic literature review, try to understand. When you are trying to do some systematic literature review, you should have more so that you can have a discussion. Your supervisor will be one author. Try to get somebody from other, means apart from your field who is expert in it. Okay? But in case of this literature review, 1 or more is possible. Okay? Other thing is, try to register yourself. Okay? Register yourself before starting systematic literature. Because other will be knowing that you are not, means you are doing that systematic literature. So that any other one who is trying to do in other part of the world, you will know that you have already started this literature. Because you will be following the same steps. There is a chance you get the same result because same analysis will be, story will be same. That is why you try to register in Prospero, then you have Cochrane, these are the registered sites from social science, Campbell, you registered yourself. There are a lot of, you can say, systematic literature review site where you can register yourself before developing a literature review. If you don't do, what will happen? There is a chance of duplicate. So the person who have registered has the copyright or valid that he will be published. You cannot do. You have already wasted a lot of time, but somebody is doing the same kind of systematic literature. So that is why systematic literature review takes at least 6 to 8 months to finish. So that is the reason you have to, before starting your systematic literature review, register yourself in any, you can say, formalized website. Okay, your field. Just try to search in Google, you can get it. Then timeline, I think 1 to 2 years, it's week to month. Requirement, thorough knowledge of topic, performance search of all relevant databases, statistical analysis, understanding topic, performance search 1 or more databases. Content practicing clinical to high quality, support evidence-based practice, provide summary of literature on the topic. Okay, this is the type of systematic review. Again, these are the different types of systematic review. Try to understand. One is, this is a systematic review, a review that aims to comprehensively identify all relevant study, to answer a particular question and assess the validity, then you can have a narrative analysis. I think this social science people, or you can have narratives. Okay? Sometimes used to refer systematic review that synthesizes individual study narratively. This involves systematically extracting, checking, and narratively summarizing the information on the method and result. Then conceptual review, a review that aims to synthesize the area of conceptual knowledge that contribute to better understanding of this issue. The objective of this synthesis is to provide an overview of literature in given field, including main idea, model, and debates. Then rapid review. Sometimes we do rapid review because in some things which comes up so suddenly, and you want to make a story, or you don't have much time, so you can make a rapid review. A literature review carried out but within a limited time, some weeks to couple of months with description on the scope of research. For example, COVID-19 came. So lot many went for rapid review. That means you have to finish within a week. Then you have realist review, approach reviewing study which involves synthesizing individual study with a view to produce generalized theory. Then scoping review, a review sometimes carried out in advance of a full systematic review to the scope existing literature, that is classes the type of study carried out, where they are located. This can help you to refine the question for full review with estimating resource that will be needed. Someone who is starting research, who is just starting his research, he or she should go for scoping review. But I am saying this is a pilot review. If you do a scoping review, so you can refine your research first. You can refine your research first. This is a pilot kind of thing. Okay? Then critical review comes sometimes to describe literature review, that means that answers a theory or a hypothesis by critically examining the method and result of primary study, often with wealth of background and conceptual material, though not using formalized approach or system. But this is critical analysis. Basically, if you are criticizing certain things, you should have evidence in back of mind. Okay? If certain theory is given, you are not accepting that theory, you can criticize it. But you should have evidence of that. So if you are doing that, that is a critical review. Okay. I think these are the two things which we will be studying. I think I am just deleting. I think I have given you what is systematic review, what is meta-analysis. Okay? Systematic review, I have already told you, it's a rigorous review. Okay? Scientific review. So, on specific research questions. But in case of meta-analysis, it's basically you are using statistics or mathematics working with their metadata. Okay, I think in the whole workshop, so we will be doing bibliometric, content analysis and meta-analysis. What is meta-analysis? Combining the result of individual study with statistical method. Try to understand exactly what is meta-analysis. Even if social science people can do meta-analysis, even if the history people can do meta-analysis. Meta-analysis means you can work, there are a number of ways you can look into the result. Okay? You got the result, you take result of 50 to 60 pages. Then you integrate that result. Okay? And you make a new different story. Your interpretation will be there. That's one way social science people can do. Like somebody from management. If you are getting like customer satisfaction, okay? So like you find 50 studies in a particular case. You take all these 50 studies, make some statistics, okay? Statistics parameters, median. Like all these stories are different parameters. But you combine all these things according to your research question, you got a different result. So you show that result. That all these stories are told like this, I am telling like this. And you can use some statistical method also. For medical science, life science, I think we have specific classes for that. How to use this clinical, how to integrate this clinical result. And you make it different story for science people. And for social science, I think you can use exactly the result and you integrate all these results, you make a new different story. Okay? So what I am trying to say, meta-analysis is something you are using their result to create new stories. And you are getting result from different research. And you are combining this research, this result into one place and you are making a different story altogether. Then meta-analysis versus meta-synthesis, you can see. This is meta-synthesis, this is more ethnography. That is whole meta-analysis. This is quantitative meta-analysis. Okay. So if anybody from social science, if they are from qualitative one, they can go for meta-ethanol. Okay, that is called as you can say meta-synthesis. Okay, this is the difference. This is quantitative, this is qualitative. If there is qualitative paper you want to do analysis, you can do by using that is meta-synthesis. So in case of qualitative analysis, we have these two softwares for content analysis. One is Atlas TI, another is NBV. That is there in your course. Okay, this is the difference between systematic review and meta-analysis. Try to understand, these are the two things which you will be doing hands-on training. In systematic review, you are identifying and critiquing relevant research study, but meta-analysis, you are identifying relevant research study using different protocol. Discuss factors that may explain heterogeneity, if there is a difference in the result. Statistically test the study heterogeneity and investigate explanatory variable. Synthesize their knowledge, but statistically summarize the result to obtain the overall estimation of the treatment effect. So what I am trying to say, I think you got the idea what is the difference between systematic review and meta-analysis. समझ में आया नहीं है? हाँ? Systematic review is a very generalized review, but in case of meta-analysis, you are using more statistical method or mathematical method. So in some mathematical, you can say result, some quantitative things you are showing. Okay, then that is the only difference between meta-analysis and systematic. Okay, let's go to the SLR process. Try to understand these are the steps in SLR process. Okay, so these are things which you will be doing hands-on. Try to understand step by step. Step 1 is research question. I think you have a research problem. Okay. Second is research question. So what is the research question? Yeah, more specific query you are putting. Okay. You are trying to put to get an answer of your research problem. You divide your research problem into different research questions, a specific question. Then you define the concept. Whatever research question you are putting, that should be relevant. But I am trying to back up the mind. Whatever research question you are putting, keep in the mind who is going to read. Conceptually it is correct. Is it researchable or not? Okay. Then what is the product you are looking, or whatever things you have to define. Okay. Then third part is keyword development. I have already told you what you have to do. According to your research problem or research question, you develop keywords. You know key, these are the words which will be used in the search engine. Similar. That is why you are using keywords. So once you develop your keyword, I will show you. Then second step will be developing a search query by using Boolean algebra and or a complement. Once it is done, then you have to choose your database. That is choosing your database. Relevant databases means there are number of search engines or databases, research databases are there. Like Scopus, Web of Science, or Social Science Scopus, or Science Scopus, Web of Science, Medical Science PubMed, and Dimension. There are a number of databases are there. So you have to choose which is the best databases for files. You can choose one or multiple databases. Once you choose your databases, then you have already developed a query for search. So you take your query, then go to your databases. Then you cross-check inside that databases your information, whatever you are looking, is it coming or not. When you choose, then the databases will be given. These 1500 databases are available. Then you go inside the databases, you choose the relevant attributes are there or not. If not, then change your search query because your search query is not correct. Okay. So I will just show you another way to look into developing search query. Once you develop your search query, you can also go to ChatGPT. You write your write a base query for this research. You write your query. It will develop your query for you. Okay. Then what is there? Next is what is the process exclusion and the inclusion type. So again, what you do when you go to the databases, there is the exclusion inclusion criteria. Got the point? Exclusion inclusion criteria means I want only research article. I don't want conference book. I want from this country or this time period to this time period. So these particular things are there. These are the inbuilt structure inside the database. you can just take whatever you require, you take. So it will filter your databases from the database one. You got the point? You can just, this is the inclusion exclusion. What to include, what to not include, this depends upon you. Whatever paper you are trying to develop. Then you search process. Once this is, you find your relevant data, then you download this data. Okay? Once you download this data, so if you are using multiple data sources, so that will be duplicate. So you have to bring all these databases either to RStudio, even if inside Excel or Mendeley, any reference management system, you remove this duplicate. Then you can also see whichever manually you can also look inside, which is not relevant to my research area, I can delete. Okay? So you can filter manually, you can filter also using some strategy. Once you filter it, that becomes your data. Okay? That particular databases, that will be a bibliometric database. Okay? That bibliometric databases you can use for a bibliometric paper. Okay, this will be a general idea how your research and development has undertaken in the last 30 years. Who are the best productive author, who are the best countries. You can go for keyword analysis. You can develop a single paper or two paper depending upon your research. This will be your bibliometric paper. Bibliometric paper means, try to understand, bibliometric databases means the databases which is available free. Which are the databases which is available free? Like, no, not Google. If you see a paper which is subscribed, the title is available, once it is published, the author is available, their appellation, keyword, abstract, reference. Okay? From that databases you make a story. Your content will be not. But the point, you make a story out of these databases. That's what is bibliometric databases. So if you want to read the content, again you define your protocol. In what area you are trying to develop your research. Again, you can develop your research because that's a generalized research. Again, you can develop your research question on basis of that. You develop a protocol for screening or inclusion excluding your article for systematic literature. Once, because this will be a small one, because you will be reading whole page. Got the point? Once you define this particular thing, you can go for a writing of systematic literature review according to your research question, or you can go for a meta-analysis using their metadata. Got the point? You can use the metadata or you can use the content for meta-analysis. These are the two different stories you can do. Got the point? This is the whole process of systematic literature. I think is it clear? Huh? Okay, you see, these are the steps. Again, I am telling you, identify a research field, step 1. Okay, identify your research field. Generate a research question, I think I have already told. Create a protocol, then evaluate relevant literature, investigate the source for answer, collect data as per the protocol, data structure, critical analysis of result, interpreting the derivations, then concluding statements. Okay? These are the 10 steps. I think whatever I am teaching, we will be doing hands-on also. Try to understand. If you understand this process, while someone will be doing hands-on, because from tomorrow we will have implemented developing keyword, then searching engine will be doing. Somebody will be doing hands-on. So if you get your databases, okay, so what will give you the graphs also, inbuilt graphs out of it. You can make your story. Okay, then what is research question? I think already I have told, again I am repeating. The research question provide a focus for investigation. The research question is like it will provide a focus because your research problem is a generalized problem. The research question clearly defines significant area of interest for individual or group which require investigation. Try to understand in research question what you are doing, whatever story you are going to write inside your paper, you are highlighting the area of interest. You know the readers in this particular thematic of research, who are the readers? Who are interested in what? On the basis of that, you can create or you can remodify your research question. The research question is the fundamental core of research project study or review of the body of literature. It focuses the study, determine the methodology, guide all stages of inquiry, analysis, and report. And research is the systematic process of collecting, analyzing information data in order to increase our understanding of phenomena about which we are concerned or interested. Right? These are the things which you will be looking in research question. Keeping the thing in the background, in the mind. Okay? To the research question specific as population of interest. Okay? While developing research question, if I am doing for specific population, that I am special. I am not going at a generalization. What I am saying, specific population of interest means the reader who is going to read your paper. Keep in the mind, if you want citation, acknowledgement, people will be reading your paper means you should know who are the readers. According to them, you are putting your research question. Okay, that how it is possible? If you do a bibliography. You see, these are the area of research which people are more interested. You can put a question on that. Okay. Then relevant to scientific community. Relevant to scientific community means because most of the reader of your paper will be your community. You want to increase the base of your community. How you can read? Possibly while creating or generating your research question, if you think about that and that point, then people will be interested to read your paper. You are getting my point. What I am saying, when I am searching for any paper, so what logic I am using, same thing that person will be. And inside the paper, what he or she will be interested in that thematic of area of research, he will be interested. So that is why. So while I am developing my research question, because your research question is very critical, because on basis of that you will be getting your research gap. On basis of that you will be getting your objective, and your finding will be depending on that objective. Because it is so critical and important while generating your research question. Try to understand. Research question is so important, not only literature review, also defining your research gap and also your finding, because all are correct. So, that is then potential for future research. What I am saying, this is a research which has a market value coming. Because you see, whatever research you are doing, if it doesn't have a relevance for next 10 years, it's a no use. You're getting my point? Like, I am doing certain research which will be, the relevance will be finished maybe next 6 months. So nobody will be reading your paper. So I have to choose some thematic area, or I have to track some research question which has a relevance for next 5-10 years. When I am to finish my PhD, I will get a job out of it. If I have something from science or systems or something like that. Then add knowledge to them. You add knowledge to them. You just keeping these things in mind while developing. Is it feasible? Last thing, feasibility. Means I have expertise in a particular field. Okay? For systematic review, I collaborate with certain people. If I don't have a specific discipline, I take a research question from them. I am not going to answer them. You are getting my point? Like I am from social science, I am taking something from astronomy. I don't have a astronomy people in my. And I answer them, even if it is transdisciplinary. I have to take a realistic transdisciplinary thing in my research. Okay? Second is interesting. What I am saying, research is developing curiosity inside the reader's mind. Okay? So that something which is very interesting in scientific world, societal world, policy world, even if it is still. Then noble. I think this question everybody asks. What is the originality? What is new in your research? You can just prove from your research question that this is a very good thing which I am going to address, nobody has done. Then I have followed the ethical practices, all the ethical, because I have not done something on it. Then relevant. I think relevance means just think of next 5 years. I think you got the point what I am trying to say. It is not only for writing your research paper. Just try to think while developing your synopsis with this thing in mind. Research question is directly related to your research object, directly related to your finding. Because from research question only, you will get your research gap. On basis of research gap, you fix your action plan. That's only this is key. But the point. And if you are not doing these things, what will happen? you are implicating others for, don't have a good story to write. Okay, this is the type of research I think you must be knowing: quantitative research, qualitative research, descriptive question, comparative question, relation. This is exploratory question, predictive question, then interpretive question. I think these are the two types of research question we put. Okay, and there are different analysis for these types of questions. If you are doing a quantitative one, you have to do meta-analysis. If you are doing a qualitative one, then you have to do a content analysis. So don't mix. Like if you are doing qualitative one and you are doing quantitative, you cannot show the statistics. You can show some descriptive one, but you cannot show the statistics. And if you are doing qualitative means you have to do content analysis. There are different softwares for that. Okay, this is the characteristics of research question. Limited to single problem, should be able to find answer using categorization, visible within the time limit and other restriction, provide comprehensive detailed result, should be relevant and realistic, reflect your choosing field of study. Just think of while developing a research question, don't take 1 hour or something 1 day to develop your research. Read properly, discuss, develop some crude research question, discuss with the supervisor, with your colleagues, even in different people. Then try to analyze your research question from this different perspective. Understand what is the characteristics, what the story it is going to give me. All these things keep in the mind, develop your research. Then steps to write a research question. That step follow करना है research question के लिए. Select an interesting topic. I think you have your research area or thematic area of research or interesting. Okay, you just write that. Then do preliminary research on the topic. Even if you can go to any search engine, Google Scholar, you just type, you will find a lot of papers. Go to ChatGPT, you can do, but this is sometimes they are saying it's all ethical. But still go. Consider your audience. Once you do your preliminary topic, then just think of who is interested in your research. What I am trying to say, like somebody from social science is doing some environmental research. So who are the people who will be interested in research? What I am saying, trying to say, like because if you see this particular time period is known as more transdisciplinary collaborative. If you see anything in national education policy, it talks about transdisciplinary research. If I narrow down my research and I keep myself inside my thematic area of research or my field, so what will happen? There will be very few readers. Got the point? So if I have a transdisciplinary research, because there are a number of other fields will be interested in my research. Okay? That I have to think. Then my reader will be different. And according to your audience, fix your research. So knowing your audience is important. Audience means who are going to read your research. Because finally you are going to publish it in thesis format or whatever format. So who is going to read? If you think that nobody is going to read, then you can put whatever research question you want. But if you think that these are the people who are reading this, my research. So whatever they are interested, accordingly you have to fix your research question. That is why consider your audience. Then ask questions. Then simply ask questions. Okay? Then start your research. Okay? This is how you have to go for steps to write research question. A good research question. So what is the good research question? Prepare judgment to be made. Is it global, local importance? Try to keep these things in mind. When you are putting a research question, is it for global readers? Is it for regional readers? Is it for a local? But the point, if I am writing a local story, very few people will take it. And if it is nothing new, nobody will take it. And if you want to create curiosity or interest in the global reader, keep in the mind what I have to do, craft certain research question. Somebody who is doing research in US will read my research. Okay, that is possible when I craft a research question like that. Then allow for debate between different perspectives. While doing literature review, so try to get multiple, you can say, perspective. Like if I am doing a research and not a single way to look at it, there are multiple ways to look into that particular problem. I am looking at a single problem. But if I, in systematic literature review, if I try to put people from multiple perspectives, so that I can make an argument, which is the base one or something one, how I am relevant to this multiple perspective, how I am similar or different from that, what is new in this that I can. That is why putting relevant or crafting relevant research question is so critical. Then allow for answer to be in the middle ground or to synthesize different perspectives. So, like to decrease biasness, I have to take a middle path. If there are multiple perspectives, I have to take a middle path because I am doing a literature review. I cannot be biased. Even if my group belongs to this particular people, they have a narrative of all these things. They have a different narrative. Even if I have to take a middle path and I have to make more, you can say, middle way to tell the story. Then can be is simple one idea rather than many. You can have one idea, don't put multiple things into a single. It is over ambitious. So it will be more creating confusion. That is why like you make multiple stories. If you have multiple questions, you can make multiple stories. To see examples of research question, you can see operational implementation health system. Just to give an example, you can see can the communication of behavior impact improve the poor compliance with mass drug administration of elimination in Tamil Nadu or India? This is one research question. Okay. Which location should be targeted for delivering HIV prevention service? Like there are people like in Odisha, there are cases of snake bites. Recently there are snake bites. So the high scales are happening in snake bites. You can put a question like which location should be targeted for snake bites. Okay, even if in management or anything, you can have a question like that. Okay, which of the current ART payment strategy is in use in Narendramodi should be retained for the new integrated program? Okay, should the sleeping sickness program in incubator not produce DRC change in the first line drop? These are multiple, which you can say the perspective you can develop the question. These are just example of research question. Implementation, that can be operational implementation of health system. How to deliver, you can say, ivermectin for that is unpro sepsis control and ensure sustained high treatment coverage in isolated rural communities. How to improve access to vaccination among children who are currently not exactly by the immunization service. How to improve antenatal spike screening, one-stop versus conventional service. How to effectively implement a new intervention package for Kalajar elimination in the Indian subcontinent. Then health system, to what extent the health service reach the poor, how can this be improved? Should fees be charged to the clients who use health center for curative service? How effective are different policy for attracting nurses to rural area? What is the impact of rapid scale of HIV program on fragile health systems? What I am trying to say is, if you have a good research questions, you can say you have a good research publication. That is why, so at least from today, you just think of developing your research question. If you have your research question ready for tomorrow morning, so you can ask the research person to develop a coding file and go to the search engine, because there will be 3 classes tomorrow, so that you can directly have your databases. You got to find some of the people who were in the last class, they have already their databases. Okay? So I think you don't have access to Scopus and Web Science system very. That is why the person who will be coming will have the access. So he can help you to download this app. But you have to think of developing your research problem and research question. Again, if you can just think of your research area, even if you can think of developing a research paper. Like Scopus, you can say scoping review. You can think of developing a scoping review in a particular. Got this point what I am trying to say? Okay? So I hope you can crack your research question right now. Huh? Okay. Then literature search. I think this is the one which tomorrow will be answer training. I'm just showing the theoretical thing. Just think of what has been done, what can you say that is new. Why you are doing literature search? Then said, what has already been done to address your research problem? What is the new you are going to do? Okay? Be thorough in your search, a highly sensitive, low specificity search. You see, this is the whole strategy for literature search. Tomorrow, you will be showing up, try to understand the steps. Tomorrow, I think resource person will be doing one by one. Just try to understand what the literature search is all about. I think defining main research question, already I have discussed. Is there any worry on that? इसी का कुछ क्वेश्चन है डिफाइनिंग योर रिसर्च क्वेश्चन और प्रैक्टिस योर रिसर्च क्वेश्चन समझ में आया सेकंड डिफाइनिंग कीवर्ड also you have to develop keyword ठीक है then defining search string or search query then defining search engine then string refinement then search string execution then this is article retrieval process then article selection process Destruction of answer related to research question. Select papers, complete reading and quality check. Then selection of paper, analyze by introduction and conclusion. Selection of paper by analyzing title and abstract. Then inclusion and exclusion quality. Then download it. Okay, I think this you have to. This will be like this. You have to download, then exclusion and inclusion, then you go. Okay, then you get your final cut. This is the step which you will be doing, but before that you should have a research question. If you don't have a research question, what will happen? You will be showing his whatever he has example. So you can just ask him to download your data. Okay, take your time download. If it is possible, I will try to link you online with some guy who will help you today also download your data. Okay. Okay, the literature searching process is not an exact science, but an art. Try to understand the literature search is there. It's not a science. You are searching, you may have a different person. He is searching, same, different, exclusion, inclusion, different. Okay, but the story can be same. Okay? So try to think of a process as a journey, not a destination. So literature search is a process, it's not a destination. What I am trying to say is you are developing a bibliometric paper. So fix your time. When to start, when to submit in the time. If you don't fix your time, so what will happen if you don't finish within 3 months? So what will happen? More databases will be added. So where you are submitting, it will take 6 months to do the process, 6 to 8 months. So when the paper will be reviewed, so the reviewer will ask you to add the new data. Again, you have to start from the zero. You have to do the whole process. That is the reason why you are starting a bibliometric review. Keep in the mind when you start, keep a time period. This is the time period I will finish. I'll submit. If you don't do that, then you have to iterative process has to be done. Okay. To sort the literature to gather the work of scholar who have addressed your research question, save time, work with librarian. I think this is. I'm just going. Okay. This is the, I think we have already told this is an example of literature search which we have done for a paper which is published, Journal of Academic Librarianship. This is our open education resource. You can see what process, this is the 5 steps we have followed. Step 1, this is the search, then we develop keyword, we use scopus, then narrowing down OER literature, then finalizing the databases, then we have analyzed by using bibliometric analysis, using voice-clear and bibliometrics. These are the open source softwares. Voice-clear and bibliometrics are open source softwares. Just you have internet, you can use. These are text mining softwares. I think these are the Web of Science which you can use if anybody is using data mining. Initial data, then you filter the data. This is bibliometric mapping, scoring, reviewing can be done. Okay. Okay, this is the literature search process. Again, I am trying to tell you, define your research topic, clearly articulate your research question or topic interest. Having a well-defined research question will help you to narrow down your search and retrieve more relevant result. Then keywords and synonyms. Try to develop concepts from that, then get a synonym, then use Boolean algebra and or or complement, supplement kind of things. So brainstorm a list of keyword and synonym related to a research topic. Think about all possible terms and phrases that researcher might use to describe similar concept. Then combine these keywords and or not. Then assess the, that is the Web of Science or the databases, Scopus. Review source result, evaluate the relevance of research result based on your research question and objective. Okay. Then citation tracking, then download, then do your analysis. Okay. I think we'll be going one by one, which I think tomorrow you will be showing. We have already discussed about research question. Okay. Step 1. Try to remember once again. Identify key concept. Develop search-free text terms. Develop search terms, controlled vocabulary terms, search field, phrase searching, wildcard and proximity operator, then Boolean operator, search limit, tailored search strategy, monetary development, final search strategy, selection of database. This is for only search strategy. These are the steps which you will be following in search strategy. Okay, this is not an easy job. It takes a lot of time to do if you want to refine your. But tomorrow you will be doing within a short period of time. Okay, so you can also, once you go back to your, you can change yourself if you have access to these databases. Okay, first is identify your research topic. I am giving an example. Try to understand step by step. Okay, step 1. Choose a clear and concise research. Define your scope of study. Okay, make sure it is well defined, specific enough to generate relevant results. Like I am putting an example, the impact of social media on mental health among teenagers. This is an example. Okay, and now try to develop your keyword. The impact of social media on mental health among teenagers. Okay, this example. So identify the key concepts. You just identify your key concepts. Just see here. The impact of social media on mental health among teenagers. So whatever title you are, you just get the key concepts. What are the key concepts here? Concept 1, social media. Then second is mental health, teenager. Got the point? So accordingly you got all these concepts. समझ में आ रहे नहीं यार? If I am writing a title of my paper or a research problem or a research question, so I have to get the key concept. So that I have already got these 3 key concepts. Okay. The next step, what should I do? क्या करना है next? Second step. The second step क्या करना है? Just think of we are using a search engine. Search engine है जहाँ पे आप algorithm है. What they are doing, they are just making a database of all the activities which are. अभी मुझे वो text similar है. बेसिस में वो एक्सट्रैक्ट करके आपको दे. तो पहला क्या है कि मैंने क्या किया, व्हाट आई डिड, जस्ट आई हैव टेकन द की कांसेप्ट, कांसेप्ट 1, कांसेप्ट 2, कांसेप्ट 3. समझ में आया? नेक्स्ट स्टेप क्या करना चाहिए? मुझे सिनोनिम ढूंढना है. ये कांसेप्ट जो है इसका सिनोनिम ढूंढना है. ऐसा भी कोई वर्ड यूज कर सकता है अपना पेपर में. ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड. If you are publishing any paper, so what it is happening? A DOI number is created, digital object identifier. So algorithm जो है, Scopus, Web of Science, Google Scholar automatically उसको extract करके लेते हैं. Then you put the keyword title like this. So when I am searching, so it will go to the search engine and search. जो keyword similar होगा वो database लाके आपको दे. समझ में आ रहा है? So what I have to do, I have to get the key concept first. That is the keyword. Then उसका similar word, synonym, I have to take a lot. Next is I have to go for synonym. Determine alternative term for identifying key concept. You are ready? समझ में आ रहा है? इसका जो synonym है, वो जो word है, you are doing, you have to keep the synonym. समझ में आया? Second step. This is the second part. Got the point? सबको समझ में आया? Then third is index terms are used for some major databases to content of each published article using controlled vocabulary. Then what I am doing, like if a databases is there, okay, you can see here हमने यूज किया, यहाँ पे देख रहे हैं, ओके, यहाँ पे चेंजेस क्या किए. I am using certain like online platforms, social networking, internet, but I do because in certain databases they have their keywords. Okay, so when you are searching, you can search from the paper keyword or a keyword to general develop automatically develop करेगा. That's a different one from this. So you have to choose the one either from the indexing or from the journal. So accordingly you have to develop your keyword. Then you see this is the search speed. If you go to the web of science, आपका search speed आ गया, समझ में आ रहा है? क्या choose करना है? Article choose करना है. This is the inclusion exclusion pulse. समझ में आ रहा है नहीं आ रहा? Because there are multiple things are there. Author, abstract, keyword. Whatever you put here, that database will be showing. This is the inclusion exclusion policy जो है आप यूज कर सकते. फिर मैं यूज कर रहा हूँ टॉपिक, टाइटल, ऑल फील्ड, whatever I am doing. Then I am using year also. There is year also. So these are things you can use in your search. Okay. So that what will happen? You will get your relevant record or documents of data. Then this is the phrase search. अब क्या है? अब देखो if you are using Internet of Things, okay? अब देख रहे हो एक डबल कोड यूज कर रहा है मींस allow user to search article containing a phrase rather than set of keywords. तो जो कीवर्ड यूज कर रहे हो, if it is a single word, तो you use a double quote. समझ रहे हैं? अगर single word, like if there is a similarity of Internet of Things where similar, if I don't put a double quote, it will take 3 words. Internet of Things. Whatever databases have, it will take also. So that is why you can see here Internet of Things. Okay? So it is using, you can see how much document. And this is how much document. It has increased. You are getting my point? Okay. Then you can see wildcat search. Okay? Use this asterisk to represent any number of letters.
I think there is some network issues.
So, online guys, am I audible? And the slide is visible? Nobody is there or?
Inside the
वो बोल रहा है वहाँ से कोई है क्या?
Yes, sir, it's audible now.
Okay. Okay, thank you. So the next thing I think I have already was talking about phrase searching, wildcard, and proximity operators, like called as adjacency operators, such words that are used close to each other without being in. Means you can have like if you have a word which has to remain close to that, you can fix. This is the word. If you find like this, it can search. Means you can, if these are the different ways you can search, then you retrieve record that contain your term with a specified number of words, like deer near to 5 is 5-meter conservation. So like deer, so there is a gap of 5 words, then you can have preservation. So that kind of things you can use. Then combine keyword from each concept. This is called as Boolean algebra. So what I am saying, like I require this or this. I can use this and this. Okay? Or I require this, not this. I can put these words. These are called as Boolean algebra. So you can use this for developing your search query. Okay? This is a search query. And this is social media or online platform or social network site or internet-based communication. This is one, I think concept 1 is there. Again, same thing, concept 2 I am using. You can see this double quote they are using it for single word. Okay. Then you can see there it is using and. Teenager, this is youth or young adult. Means all these words they have used. Okay. So that if anything is found in this particular thing, so it will search and give you in the database. This is how you combine keyword or the concepts into a search query. Okay, this is how you will be developing. And as Sir said, so means you don't have access. Obviously, the person who will be searching, if you give him the this thing, the Boolean algebra, again he will be changing the error. Because he will be looking into databases, then he will refine your search. Then this is Boolean operator. I think you must be knowing, or and not. Okay, must be knowing. This is the thing which we do, Internet of Things or IoT, and these are things which is available. If you go to the search engine, this and or and complement is available. Just you have to use this. Okay, and this is how you get your relevant articles or documents or authors. Then consider additional qualifiers for modifiers. Add specific qualifier or modifier to further refine your research. This includes design, time period, geographic location, or specific population. Like longitudinal. Again, what I have said, you can narrow down your authors. If I am looking for a particular country, India, I can go for that. If I am looking for a particular time, 2000 to 2020, 90 to 90 this thing, I can fix that. Or I can use this longitudinal study, whatever you want, you can do that. These are things which is available in the search engine, which you can narrow down your, you can say, databases. Then use a variety of databases and search it. So normally it is suggested that you should go for number of databases. So that like some of the articles which is published in Scopus may not publish in web website, maybe in PubMed. So that if you go for number of databases, so what will happen? You can get more relevant articles. Other thing is like time period. If I am doing for a specific area, I want to see from 17 on. So in Web of Science in India, it comes from 1989. They have a problem. But in Scopus, you can go to 1970. So you have to fix the same time period pattern. You can use a single database. If you are using a single database, you have to justify why you are using this particular. Why not other databases? You have write a sentence or two in your paper and justify why you are using a single database. This is the search limit in the databases. You can see. Okay. You see 255 documents. You can see this is the year. You can limit yourself. Look at the point. You can limit yourself right here.
in the search engine. You don't want to do in the while filtering. Okay? If I already have an idea that this is the time period I will be doing, this is the things I am doing, you can do from here only, and you get smaller number of items or a reduced number of items. Define and iterate your research. What I am trying to say you, this is not a single day job or a single, like I went to someone, I gave my keyword, he will download it and give. It's not like that. You have to sit with him, you have to sit multiple times. Okay, then you have to redefine your search code because you have to check the databases. If you are getting not relevant items, that means your search query is not correct. And you have to redefine your search. Okay? While redefining, then you can get a better. So you require a multiple time. It's an iterative process. Same thing you have to do 10 times or 20 times. Then only you can get your filtered or refined data. As said, like if you don't have access, obviously what you will do, you will send the query. But while sending the query, you ask him that this is the database is coming which is not relevant. Just define the query, search query, then again send it. It should be multiple times. Then you refine your databases. How to download? I think if you have access, you can use because there are a lot of formats which are being used, like text format. You can take it the text to the CSV. There are a lot many formats, big text format. Lot of formats are there. Depending upon what software you are using, accordingly you have to take. Then filtering all this process you have to do. These are all open source, but accessing to this software is you have to do. Okay, that depends upon the university. Like there are a lot many universities who have access to scopus because according to footprint. Because most of the researchers they don't do literature review, they don't require scopus or web of science. So that is the reason university doesn't take it. Okay, but if more researchers are interested, write to the administration, they may think. Okay, I think this is all the databases. Means this is the thing which is available. It's all depending upon you. You download your data. Once you download, then if you are using multiple data sources, you have to bring it in a similar, you can say, format. Then you merge these databases. You remove the duplicates. Okay. Then you filter. So there is a process like RStudio. Tomorrow you will be showing. Last time I think someone showed how to merge or remove the duplicates. Okay. That you can do. Once they give you databases, you merge, filter. Okay. Your databases. Then this is the fast paper, which you should target at least this way. Okay. Bibliometric paper is a more generalized paper. It's not a systematic literature. Bibliometric paper or symptomatic paper. Bibliometric is application of mathematics and statistics method to book and other media publications. Basically, whatever databases you are getting, that is name of the author, title, abstract, keyword, affiliation. From that databases, this text mining software will develop good graphs for that. How research has developed in space and time. Will give you number of publication in single year from 2000 to 2000. Every year, number of publication, number of citations. Who are the best authors? Which are the best countries? Which are the best institutes? Then you can do a lot of analysis out of it. Okay, and next to it. Then symptomatic means the science. Okay, the application of quantitative method to analyze the science viewed as information. Symptomatic is the study of measuring and analyzing science, technology, and innovation. Like you have keyword. Okay, so you can do keyword cluster analysis. So the science, you can see how the science technology has evolved, how the cluster has evolved, which cluster, what, which year, how they have evolved. A lot of things you can do. A lot of text mining softwares are available which you can use to create a lot of tables and graphs. If you see what you can do, you go back to your home and you just type in Google with the keyword Biblo symptomatic paper in your research. Check how they have developed it. How they have developed the keywords, what search engine they have used, what filter techniques they have used, what softwares they have used to do this mapping thing. You can check, and most of the things can be done using that is Excel. Easily you can, And if you develop at least 4 grams per paper to develop a biblio or single paper, okay, which will be ready for publication. You see, there are a lot of metrics which we can do. You can check. These are the different terms that are being used. That is called as imprometrics, symptometrics, bibliometrics, webometrics, cybermetrics, all metrics. These are different metrics. Metrics means what? It's a quantifications of whatever data which is available in the web. Okay. So what I am saying, bibliography largely references. When you say bibliography means it's largely open source information which is available while the article is published or made online. Then whole internet cyberspace. Okay. Whole internet webometrics. Then science of science, that is symptometrics. Science of science. Then you have information, informatics. Then web presence, visibility, impact, link page and document, that is webometrics. Then altmetrics is basically, that is alternative metrics, view, download, web citation. Like someone can make a story, like I saw some library science people make a story, how much article in communication, how much article is being published. It's like in YouTube, how the articles are coming up in my field in communication, how much downloaded, what are these metrics can be used for making story. But I'm saying like citations, okay, how much downloaded, how much all these things you can check. But I'm saying like a particular cyclone come, then how these social media are used by people for awareness. So there are a lot of things which you can use this data for making your paper. But I'm saying these are the lot of metrics which is available. Okay, in case of any field, if it is more application oriented or decision supporting system are there, people are using that particular thing. You can check this matrix to make a story out. What I'm saying. Apart from research, bibliometrics, symptometrics, there are a lot of metrics which you can. Altometrics is basically used that how much non-science people are interested in your research. Yes, the people who are not doing research, they are reading your article. That is called as altometrics. Okay, but these kind of databases which are available in internet, these databases can be used while making your story. But it's not bibliometrics. Okay, it's not symptometrics. There are a lot of imprometrics, webometrics, cybermetrics. A lot of metrics are there. These data sets can be used for analyzing or developing your research. This is, I think, the stage which we have already talked. I think we will be going for the developing the protocol, the last step, which I am trying to say. I think I have already talked about stage 1, make up a research topic, then systematic analysis, create a study plan, review study, table content. Then, till this, I think, this is what we are doing in bibliometric studies. Second is, this is the develop a protocol, then you narrow down your database. Okay, then narrow down, then you quality check, validity, then you do your analysis, systematic literature review, or you can say meta-analysis. This is developing a review protocol. Try to understand stage 1, bibliometric analysis. Okay. Step 1, I think we are still bibliometric analysis. Next phase is we have to develop an inclusion-exclusion criteria. We have to develop a protocol. Which paper to include, which paper not to include. Because there will be, you see, there will be 1,000, more than 1,000 documents will be there. We have to narrow down it into 100 articles. So how to do that? So you have to define a protocol. Okay? Once you define a protocol, then you can narrow down your records or articles below 100, so that you can analyze these articles and develop a story. So develop a protocol, study selection criteria are used to determine which study are included on a story. Again, according to your research question, you have to make a decision which one you want to include, which one you don't want to include. You make a criteria so that you can narrow down your database. You got the point? Okay. Study selection procedure, how the selection criteria will be applied, how many assessors will evaluate each prospective primary study, how disagreement among assessors will be resolve. So I think we'll have more classes after the launch on the developing the protocol, like Prisma, Pico, all these things. Someone from NIT will be discussed. This is Prisma. I'm just giving you an idea. This is Prisma. Okay. You can see. This is the steps which you will be doing. Just giving you an idea. First step is identification. Okay. As I said, you develop your research question, you develop your keyword, you go to the search engine, you got this database. You see 147 from Scopus, then you got 1036 from Science Direct, 69 from Google. You bring it, okay, that is 1 to 5. This is the identification. First step. Okay, identification. Second step is, this is the domain, article title, that is duplication, grey literature, conference proceeding, book chapter, and editorial. This is excluded. You exclude certain things from this article. This is the process of filtering. Okay, I just want to take the research article. I don't want to include grey literature or all sort of things. So I just narrow down 1258 to 460. This data is ready for bibliometric analysis. Got the point? Then second, then domain abstract reading. This is, you see, what you are reading and making this decision, that is the article title. You have your databases, you read the article, you make a decision what to include, what to not include. You made a criteria, approach is duplication, grey literature, conference proceeding, book chapter, editorial. You got the point? Just try to understand, in the search engine, you have some filtering techniques where you have used. Second thing, once you bring all these databases, you can use software to remove the duplicate and merge. Once it is merged, then you go to the Excel sheet or the text, you read the article title, then you just exclude whatever is unnecessary, you exclude. Make some criteria. Even in the software also you can remove this conference proceeding, book chapter, editorial letter, because you can do it in the database one. You can do that. Even if you got something like Google Scholar, you cannot do. Got the point? Google Scholar you cannot do. You have to remove here. All these two databases you can do, but Google Scholar you cannot do. Okay? So that is the reason why it is just narrowing down to 460. Excluded is 780. But you have to write all these things. In your paper, in your thesis, all these things have to be written. Whatever you are getting, you have to write. Because anybody who will be searching like this will be getting this. Getting my point. If I read your paper, I go and search with all these things, I am getting the same thing. So you have to write all these things inside your paper. First of all, you got these databases, these databases, these databases. Then you got finally these databases. I use these criteria to exclude these 783 articles. Then domain, that is abstracted. Once I read the abstract, this is metadata, P articles, review articles. Then again, I make a see what kind of paper I am developing. Is it a systematic literature review? Is it a meta-analysis? Okay. Then I make certain criteria, develop some certain protocols. Okay, I design certain protocols. What to include, what to not include. So I use metadata. Metadata is the article which has a result. It's not a. Then I use certain systematic literature. Okay. Then I use which is subscribed one, open source, because there are certain journals which are taking money and means publishing low quality articles, like newbtachbykhansir. So I exclude them for maintaining my quality. Okay. This is a quality check. You just think this is screening. Okay, this is eligibility. Eligibility means this is a quality check. I am keeping the quality parameters. Then 443 excluded, 126 added. Okay. Again, domain, abstract and main body. Right now, what I have 126 article, then I will be reading the main article. Means download all these articles, then read the main text. Once the main text, exclude article that lack MES assessment. You have number of questions, so you have to check which is very relevant to your research. Then you include it and exclude it. Then they had 18 excluded. Finally, you got Everybody reading, that is n is equal to 89. Okay? Then these paper you can do meta-analysis or systematic according to your research. Finally, I think okay, again it has MBS assessment excluded 15, then only the inclusion is 17. Okay, this is how you from 1 to 5 to you narrow down to 70. Just tell me why you are narrowing down to 72. You just see, I said you are putting specific questions. You should have relevant experts in your field. Try to keep in the mind that we are going, that you have a research problem, you have a research question. You are searching the relevant expert in my field, not all the experts. I got 1 to 5 to expert if I am using the subject. But systematically, what I am doing, I am excluding all these which are not relevant to my study. I am just getting 74, which is feasible to do the analysis. If I go for 1 to 5 to, it will take 5 years to do this analysis. And the story will be more confusing. Something which is unnecessary. That is the reason you are using 70. You got the point? This is how you will be moving on. That is why it is called as systematic literature. And this is the process which you have to follow. That is why I think next 2 classes they will be talking more and this will be done. But just keep in the mind this process, identification, screening, eligibility included. Okay? These are things which you have to keep in the mind. This is the Prisma approach. There are a lot of other approaches also. So just think what is the difference between if you are doing a traditional literature review and systematic literature. Just think of while you must have done literature review. How you are doing? While developing you must have gone for your synopsis presentation. So how you have done your literature? Randomly just go to Google Scholar, search 15-20 articles, write something according to this. Okay. So the problem is you are more biased. You are not scientific. Okay?
Yeah, but the perception of that particular.
Yeah, means whatever I just developed, whatever I got is I just use. I have neither validated or I am more biased. Okay, that is not the people who are doing relevant research in my mind. Got the point?
Creating an article related to that of some digital marketing after COVID. You are searching for the literature, those literatures are not available prior to COVID because COVID is entirely in front of us. So, is it possible? My question is that to write an article starting from zero without any reference to literature because they were not the literature.
No, if there is no literature, something new you are doing. Yes, but how you will prove it? Tell me. How you will prove that? By saying that there is no literature, nobody is going to find. You have to use the search engine and you say that COVID. You see COVID already passed 3 years. If your friend is writing, you see lakhs of papers have come up with COVID.
But those time, 2020, there were some papers.
That I am trying to say you. If I go for a search engine, I use that this is my keyword. I put a time period from 2000 to 2022. I find there is no article from 2000 to 2020. I write there is no paper. This is the starting point where research started. This is how important in 3 years. What is the future prediction? You can. This is the story how you can write. And you can say this much of research has been done. This is the new thing I am doing. Done. If you are doing something new which is not done around the world, just think of you are adding new knowledge. But by saying that, it will nobody is done. You have to use a database and so there is no research to be done. By just saying that there are some researchers who say that there is no research done, but they will not go to search engine. They perceive that no research has been. You don't know how many research has already been done because lakhs of researchers are around the world. Don't think that whatever you are thinking, maybe it's that particular review, maybe 6 months it is done. And in COVID, I think we've seen lakhs of papers have come up in COVID.
now by this point of time,
But I am trying to say you this thing, and if you just write that there is no article, you have to give evidence. You search and you say there is no paper. Then people will know. You show some graphs, there is no article from this to this. A single article. When you will be searching, by 30 years, you find the starting point will be 2011. Then suddenly it will be growing and these are things happen. Then you have to justify why this happened. You have to give a rationality why this is started from 2000, 15. That you can.
like the Ebola pandemic, malaria pandemic.
You can take. What I am trying to say, it all depend upon your keyword. If you are working only in COVID, you cannot take this method. If you are working in diseases, then you can take all of sudden. That all depend upon what kind of research problem you are doing. What he is saying that there is no research there. So why should I go for literature? But how you will say there is no research there? This is your perception. I am getting my point. This is your perception. Digital marketing has related with COVID. Obviously, somebody who is doing at 2000, is at 2020, then there may be no literature. But there may be literature to digital marketing to other diseases. You can correlate it. Then you have to make a story so that you show scientifically there is no research. But just saying that this is your perception, this is a bias. Okay? I think this till now, is it clear?
Yes.
Huh? So I think this is the way you have to do. Just try to understand why we are narrowing down. By narrowing down, you will have a more clear, precise story. Okay. So what I am trying to say that this is the way you have to go through. And it will take time to do this. It's not a single day process. Don't think that single day I will be including, excluding, but you have to read single means, you see, you have to read first all the titles. Then you read abstracts. Then you read whole text. Then you make this. This is a 3-month work. Okay, then you got your database. Again, you have to read all these papers. Then you make your story. Okay, this is the inclusion exclusion criteria. When you are using, just think of, if you are using developing your criteria, as I said, inclusion exclusion criteria, you just see targeted respondent. It's more important. If you are working on a targeted group, so you have to see this is the targeted group which you are looking. This is the researcher I am looking. Okay? Then core demographic data. So if you are looking for any demographic data or anything you are looking, like customers or any researchers or any particular things you are looking, you can attend the inclusion. Questionnaire. The respondent number, data collected. It all depends upon what is your research problem, what to include, what not to include. Okay, this is Prisma. I think I have already shown you. Preferred reporting items for systematic review and meta-analysis. Basically, this is used as called as preferred reporting items for systematic review and meta-analysis. Prisma site you can find this. Identification, screening, eligibility, inclusion or include. Okay, these are the 4 steps you have to do. This is an evidence-based minimum set of items saved at helping scientific author to report a wide array of systematic review and meta-analysis primarily used to assess the benefit harm of the healthcare review. This basically Prisma is mostly used in healthcare, medical sciences, life sciences. But right now, a lot of scientific people in other disciplines, social science people, they are using. This is a way where you can narrow down your documents or evidences by using some protocol inclusion or exclusion forms. Okay? And this particular thing, while writing a paper of systematic review, the Prisma table should be same. That you are not copying. These 4 steps will be there. You have to write how many you are getting, what they are including, excluding. Everything has to be written. Why? Why? Because anybody, anytime, search for all these things, you will have same thing. Inclusion exclusion policy different, but he goes to the search engine, search this particular data set will be there. Don't write other thing. If you are writing means, then anybody can complain against. Because if I go for a search with these keywords, during this time period to this time period, you have to write you got the same number of articles which is available in the article. Got the point? If you have a different number, you are writing your own number, then you are creating a problem. But because this systematic literature review can be repeated. That is the reason why all these numbers have to be written and all these things you have to write scientifically. This is the justification you are giving. This is I have already told. Okay. Okay, this is another one. I think you will be discussing in next class. People, you can use this criteria for inclusion and exclusion, like population, interrelation, comparison, outcome. Mostly this is used in the health sciences. There are a number of other methods also. PICO, 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 PICO. Lot of things are there. Okay. I think I have already given you the SLR process. Again, I am just giving you sample selection process, identification, screening, disclosure of review. Like this is the structure which you have to follow. Okay. For narrow downing your databases which you find from the search engine till the one which you are reviewing. I think this is one my last slide, just showing how complicated it is. So research is what I am trying to say. It's not a simple way to look at it. Just what we do in state universities, we think research is just synopsis presentation and different presentation. In between, we don't do anything. We come up with a paper which is published in a periodical journal. Again, what do we do? We just submit it. That is the work of guide. You will do our thing and also. But thing is, the point, if you are not part of the journey, you will not enjoy that. Okay? And the thing is, like what I am saying, this literature review is the foundation, or you can say the thing which the researcher has to do before developing his methodology, analysis, or writing your essay. What I am trying to say, like if you are a new researcher, if you are just 1 year within your research, so go back, at least invest time. Okay? Invest time in this particular and develop 4 stories. After 1 year, you know how enriched you are in your field. You know exactly how my field is developing, where I am going, where is my job, how the things are developing, how other people are doing around the world. So where I am, how I can develop good papers or good stories. So if you do systematic literature review, then one. What I am saying, research is a journey. The first step is identifying research problem. Kill your research object. You have 4 stories to study. So the first step will be diplomatic story. Second will be systematic literature story. Third will be meta-analysis story. Fourth will be the meta-synthesis. You can have more papers also. If you see, like people who are doing research in rank